I'm sorry to break it to you, but it's not just you who loves watching paint dry. There are others out there who love it too. In fact, there is a group of people who have taken their love for watching paint dry to a whole new level. Here, we tell you all the crazy things people do in the name of art. And today, we're talking about the most mind-blowing piece of street art that takes the cake, quite literally, and one man's mission to preserve it. It's gonna take you places you never imagined. In 2010, he posted a photo of his latest work on Facebook and was surprised when within a few days it received over 1,000 likes. As his popularity grew, so did the number of people who wanted him to stop painting. Since then, Elm Arch has created dozens of murals around the world, many of which have become iconic landmarks in their own right. He has been interviewed about his technique and philosophy and has even taught classes on how to create your own street art. But despite all this success, Elmac remains humble. He knows that without the support of his fans, he wouldn't be where he is today. So whenever he can, he makes time to meet them and sign autographs. Visitors must hike several miles across rugged terrain to reach the entrance. And once they're in, there's no turning back. They have to complete the entire labyrinth or turn around and go back the way they came. But despite all these challenges, people still flock to the mural maze from all over the world. They remind us that art is not just the finished product, but also the journey and struggle involved in making it. There are countless others who have done the same before you, who have sat mesmerized by the process and found beauty in the mundane. And what's your favorite thing to watch paint dry? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. You're part of a long tradition of art lovers who appreciate the journey as much as the destination. When we look at these paintings, we're witnessing a moment in time, a snapshot of a painter's creative process. We're seeing the tools they use, the materials they mix, the colors they blend, and the brush strokes they make. We're also seeing the imperfections of the process, the splatters of paint, the drips and the smudges. These imperfections are what make the painting so captivating. They remind us that art is not perfect, that it's made by real people with real flaws. They also remind us that art is a process, that it takes time and effort to create, and that the finished product is only one moment in a much longer journey. They come to see Elmac's art and experience something truly unique. They also come for the community aspect of it all. At the maze, everyone is welcome regardless of their background, race, religion, or sexual orientation. It's a place where people can let loose and be themselves without fear of judgment. He also takes every opportunity to promote the culture of street art and encourages young artists to follow their dreams. One of the earliest known examples of this can be found in a painting by Dutch artist Pieter Claesz from 1645. In this work, the artist shows us his palette covered in dried paint, splatters and brush strokes. The palette is laid on a stone ledge overlooking a field and forest. We can see the remnants of previous paintings in the dried paint, suggesting that this is where the artist works. The scene is both mundane and inspiring, capturing the everyday reality of a painter's life. It depicts a still life with a palette and brushes laid out on a table next to an open paint pot. The paint is still wet and a fly has landed in it, making a small dent. The detail is so realistic that you can almost see the fly buzzing around the studio as the painter mixes colors and applies them to the canvas. Some are huge, covering entire buildings, while others are more intimate. But no matter what their size, they all share one thing in common, an intricate design that seems to defy gravity itself. The owners of the walls he painted on demanded he remove them. And after some negotiation, he agreed. But as he began to scrape the paint off the wall, something unexpected happened. People came out of nowhere to stop him. They told him to keep the paintings up and offered to buy him food, drinks and supplies so he wouldn't have to take them down. He couldn't believe it. Street art wasn't supposed to get this kind of attention. But now that it did, he wanted to capitalize on it. So he decided to make more murals. More people saw them, liked them, and shared them online. He paints in public places while people watch and take photos. It's a unique way to experience art, and the crowd usually cheers him on as he works. Sometimes he even lets kids join him and help with the painting. His live performances are as entertaining as they are impressive. And it's not uncommon for people to stay for hours just to watch him work. It seemed like a win-win situation. The artist became famous and people got to see some amazing pieces of art. It's a labyrinth made entirely of murals and located in a remote part of the desert. Visitors must navigate through the maze to find the exit, and each mural they pass through tells a story. Some are funny, others thought-provoking, and some just plain weird. But together they form a cohesive narrative that keeps people engaged from start to finish. The entire experience takes several hours and requires visitors to walk miles through the scorching heat or freezing cold depending on the season. But many people have done it, and those who have come out on the other side claim it as an experience they'll never forget. So make sure you like this video and stay until the end because you don't want to miss this. They're known as the slow TV generation. And what they do will surprise you. Welcome back, everyone. Let's start at the beginning. Imagine walking around your city. You see graffiti everywhere. You think nothing of it. That's just how your town is. But then one day you see something different, something unique. They put everything into it: blood, sweat, tears, time and money. And you come along and snap a few photos without asking permission and post it online for clout. Would you be mad? Absolutely. But what if instead of getting mad you got even more views than you would have gotten otherwise? Would you still feel bad? It draws you in and it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. This piece of street art is mesmerizing. It's an intricate design that seems to have been painted by a madman. And you stand there for hours just staring at it, trying to figure out how anyone could be so creative. And when you finally tear yourself away from it, you realize you need to share it with the world. So you pull out your phone and you take a few pictures. You post them online and wait for the likes to roll in. Now imagine this scenario from the perspective of the artist who created the mural. Well, this is exactly what happened to an artist known as El Mac. But then the situation took a dark turn. El Mac had never asked for permission to paint any of his murals, and many of them were on private property. This event changed everything for El Mac. He realized there was a huge demand for his art, and people were willing to pay top dollar for it. El Mac's work has been featured in magazines, newspapers, and TV shows. In addition to his traditional paintings, El Mac also does live performances. But El Mac's most ambitious project yet is his mural maze. Getting to the mural maze isn't easy. There's no road or even a trail leading to it. But why do people love watching paint dry? Well, it turns out that our fascination with paint drying goes back centuries. Another example can be found in a painting by French artist Gustave Courbet, still life with a palette and paint brushes from 1851. Both of these paintings show us the process of painting and the materials used in the creation of art. So the next time you're watching paint dry, remember that you're not alone. Which piece of El Mac's work did you like the most?